will be able to come back and check this out. Today, our special guest is going to be Mr. Jason Traggart out of South Lake Tahoe. And Jason's been with us January 2nd, 2018. That sound right, Jason?
Yeah, I Googled my first day in the field was February 1st, 2018.
February 1st, 2018. Well, excellent, man. Excellent. Well,
1,000 days from that day was like the 28th of October. So
excellent.
1,000 days.
1,000 days. 1,000 days with Gold Memorial Lincoln Heritage, and we're glad to have you as part of the team, man. You're there we go. Excellent part of the team. Now, Jason, last month, just give us a couple little stats real quick. Year to date, he's sitting at 162,000. Last month, he had written 37 apps for 23,039. And I was having a discussion with your regional manager, with John Burke, and we talked maybe 2 weeks ago, and he was saying that you guys had talked about a little bit of a different game plan and kind of shift in focus a little bit. And that was one of the things that prompted me to want to kind of bring you on this call and kind of talk a little bit about what that shift was, what it is that you kind of how you set up your schedule, work your leads, that kind of thing. And then maybe at the end, we can open up for some questions if that works for you.
Yeah, no problem.
So what if you could tell me a little bit about what was that, or that kind of that game plan or change in game plan that you've had as of recently?
Do you know what I remember a few months back, me and John Burke talk all the time, and he was saying, you focus too much on what you sell. You need to just focus on presentations. And we started talking about that every single day, just number of presentations. We barely talk about how many deals I write, barely talk about it. It's all just how many presentations can you get. And it shifts the focus. It makes you focus on getting out more and just doing the thing. And it makes everything simpler. I get into more doors when I focus on presentations. Is the whole thing. So, it's just a game changer, that little tweak.
So what is like your daily goal or weekly goal presentation wise?
I mean, I've got a weird schedule because I have a single dad gig. I have my little girl half the week. Every other week I have a different schedule. But on average, I want to do 15 presentations a week.
Okay, 15 presentations a week. Yeah. And so how do you plan that out? Again, I know it shifts week to week. So how are you planning that out, or how are you accomplishing that or striving to hit 15 presentations a week?
Just as many leads as possible. I get as many leads as I can get, and then I get after them, go see the people. That's my manager, Howard Geyer, says, see the people. And that's just what I do. I just go see people, knock on doors, and, write deals.
And what do you say when you go to the door? What's your pitch at the door?
Hi, my name's Jason. I'm with Lincoln Heritage. You sent in this card requesting some final expense information, and the company sent me out to give that to you. May I come in? Over and over and over all day. That's all I said.
1,000 days deep.
Yeah, exactly. Just
So you're not calling your leads ahead of time. You're just going straight to the doors and seeing them.
Almost never. No, okay. I'll call a lead, like if it's gated and I can't get in, I won't forget it. I'll call the number on it, but almost never I call the lead.
What do you say if you do call them? If let's say it's gated, you can't get in. What's your what is it that you're telling the client?
Just who I am and what I'm doing. I call and say, hi, this is Jason with Lincoln Heritage. I have a delivery for so and so, and if that's all it takes, they come out and let me in. But usually I'm calling from like a locked gate or a door. Sometimes if I know they're inside and they just don't answer the door, like I've got a couple of people now I'm chasing down who I know they're in there. Their car's out front. I talk to the neighbors, they just won't answer the door. Sometimes I'll call those people, try and get them out.
Okay.
But
and so you just let them know, hey, I'm here at the gate. I'm here at the door. I got some information to drop off, or?
That's it. Delivery. Jason with Lincoln Heritage. Let me in.
Keyword, guys, delivery, right?
Delivery,
you want to position yourself.
Day. I'm just a delivery guy. That's all I'm doing. Because I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just here to deliver the information. That's it. That's my only job, is to deliver information.
Huge point to pick up on. It's something that kind of getting in that mindset, right? Just like you're talking about presentation mindset versus, it's real easy to get down if you're focused only on the sales versus the process, right? It's a lot easier to win when you when you understand the process is what's going to lead you to those sales, whether it be talking to the people at the door, presentations, those things are key, and or at least that's what I believe is a huge part of people's success. So you're trying to see as many leads as you can. You're going to the door. What are some other things that, in the 1,000 days that you've been here, that you can say that are maybe some tips or things that kind of have maybe helped you anytime you've gotten into a slump or weren't getting key results?
And I guess, when you said that, I thought of a million things. Be on the calls. That's my biggest tip. Be on the calls, stay plugged in, because nothing I do is original. Everything I do, I've got from these calls, I get from my managers and from being on these calls. I've stolen so many tips, like everything. Nothing I do is original. It's all just little pointers, see as many people as possible. And, I don't know. Like, I've gotten something from every agent on this call. I think all the agents who have been here a long time, I've stolen from all of them.
A lot of golden nuggets being dropped in the trainings and stuff.
So many. Yeah. I mean, I'd be nowhere without all the little bits and pieces that, I just talk to all the other agents and get on the calls, and it's all there. I mean, your system is perfect. I came with no experience, and I just do what I'm told. I take advice from other agents, and it works. It works well.
So being that you're working with Howard as your manager, what are some things that maybe you picked up from Howard specifically, or some little tips or pointers that you've noticed that have maybe helped or made it a little easier to succeed?
Man, that's a tough one. I've stolen everything from Howard. I just do Howard's presentation. I knock the door like Howard taught me. Practically everything I do is just what Howard showed me. So, I guess working the leads diligently. He works every lead to the bone. He doesn't, he calls people. He just gets to all the leads. You don't leave anything on the table. You just work every lead. One thing Howard does, he sells everybody in the house, which is awesome. I try and be like that also. If I see somebody in the house, I don't just let them walk by me. I say, oh, hey, what's your name? What are you doing? I'm Jason with Lincoln Heritage. This is what I'm here all about. And I try and bring them in. I try and get whoever's in the house. Because you'll hear Howard say, Howard doesn't ask for referrals, but he doesn't need to. He gets those referrals just talking to people in the house. The grandma might be over, the son gets a policy, the neighbor gets a policy, just everybody around, And I started wearing the uniform shirt, so people ask me about it where I go, and talk to everybody. That's what Howard does. Everybody in the house, he'll sell the dog. If the dog doesn't have a policy, he'll book the dog, it's just everything.
That's a thing that when I first started in the business, that when you guys are out there talking to people, again, it's good to wear, Gold Memorial Lincoln Heritage shirt, something, because you'll pick up policies at the gas station, grocery store, if you're out there broadcasting your business. Right. And a good tip, something that I used to ask people whenever I would see them, instead of asking, do you have life insurance? Because the typical response is yes, right? They don't want to talk about sales or anything. But if you instead, when you encounter somebody that you think might be a good prospect, ask them who their life insurance agent is. Because that kind of puts them in a corner, you know what I mean? And most people say, well, I don't have one. Well, excellent. Let me give you my card. But Mrs. Sarah, whatever the person's name is, I only give out my card to people that are serious. We have plans as low as $15 a month. And I only do it to people that are willing to at least book an appointment to get some free information. A lot of times just doing that, if you're just talking to people, it's a numbers game. You're gonna find people. And remember, the leads put us in the areas, right? You're gonna see people. I've literally sold policies on the back of my car coming out of a house, and someone's walking by and asking who's your life insurance agent? Oh, I don't have one. Hey, would you like a quote? I'm here right now. Okay, great. And so broadcasting your business everywhere, that's a huge thing. Selling everybody in the house. I think a lot of people, it's easy to miss that or to overlook, if there's someone else living in the house, ask them, it's talk to the people, see the people. I love that. Right.
See the people. That's all we do. Just give me a stack of leads. I go get them.
So, and then, so 23,000 last month, 37 apps. What's your, what would be like your typical, so you just route your leads out, you go see them, you circle back, and how many times will you try and contact a lead before you go on to the next? Are you
10.
10 times.
10 times. I got to hit that door 10 times. I'll do even more. I sold a lead the other day from 2 years ago. You know, I don't know how many times I've been there. I lose track. You know, after you get 6, 8, 10 visits, you totally lose track. You just keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, they never expire. The leads don't expire until the people do. So, you know, I just keep going after them. I've got a few in the stack that they never answer the door. They're never home, whatever. I just keep going. I don't go out of my way for them. You know, if I've been there 10 times and they never answer the door, I don't go out of my way. But if I'm right next door, why not? Maybe 11 times the charm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I want to put at least 20 or 30 leads into my GPS. I still do it the way Howard taught me when I started, old-fashioned Garmin GPS on my dashboard.
Yeah.
And my phone stays in my pocket. I don't use my phone for much. You know, it's the calculator for the quote and then verifications. But yeah, I put them into an old-fashioned GPS and start going around in circles. You know, I hit a door every 10 minutes. I'm hitting 6 doors an hour. In 4 hours, I can get to 24 doors. So you tell me how many deals are in 24 leads. Man, I get into a house all the time. You know, it's 6 doors an hour. One of those people is going to let me in. Yeah. So, you know, and then if nobody lets me in, imagine if nobody lets me in all day, I'd go to 48 doors and I'd go around for 8 hours. And could you imagine not getting into 48 doors? Like it's impossible. Like I get let in, you know, if I go 5, 6 doors without getting in, I'm surprised.
Activity,
so,
man.
Yeah. Just keep it going. I like to hustle. I like to stay moving. If I lose momentum, I don't take lunch. If I stop and do lunch, you know, whatever. So yeah, I stay busy. I stay moving. I stay positive and just keep running around all day, just knocking doors, seeing people, and doing reconnaissance. You know, every time around, I never leave without something. Even if it's a door with nobody home, right? That's a data point. It's whatever, Friday, 10 o'clock, Joe so-and-so's not home. You know, maybe he works, maybe he's at the store, I don't know, you know. And then if I go back a few times, I'm starting to figure out, yeah, this guy probably has a job, or, you know, I figure out what their deal is. And then by the end of the week, I know everybody's neighbors. I know, you know, what their work is, their work schedule. I get them, you know.
Are you keeping notes on the card of when you go by there?
I do, yeah. I stole this tip from Ray Colazzo on a call when I just started. He said, get a spiral notebook and just jot down what you do every door. So I run to the door, I knock, you know, I get in, I sell them a deal. If not, it's a bad time. You know, I caught them, they're whatever. This lady just got out of surgery a minute ago and she's got bandages all over her face. Okay, no problem. You know, I'll come back, you know, I'll be in the area. I'll come back and see you again. I try to never set an appointment if I can help it. I'll just say, I'll be back as soon as possible. And, you know, and then write down bad time. Yeah, I write first name, street name, outcome. So, and then by the end of the day, I've got a spiral notebook. If you fill a page, college ruled notebook, has 28 stops. No, so I never make it a whole page. I'm always in-house so much that, you know, if you do 5 presentations and they take 45 minutes, and then all you're driving around, you might only get to 15, 20 houses in a day.
Yeah.
But there's 5 deals in there, you know? So it's always different, but yeah, just activity and run around and see the people.
How many leads do you typically take a week?
As many as I can find. I take 50 a week if I could. Yeah, I take 30 plus a week.
Okay.
It's always different. I take the ones close to me, close to my kid's school that I can get to, you know, and then when those run out, I'll drive. I go all over Nevada. I'll drive, I think 9 hours is the furthest I've drove for work. So go down to southern Nevada, out to Elko. Yeah, I'll go way out into the desert and just go anywhere, you know, follow those leads. If I see a zip code with 10 leads in it, gimme, you know, I'm there. So.
Excellent. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to open it up for questions. That way we can see if anybody has any questions. If anybody has any questions, put them in the chat, and I'm going to make sure I can see here the chat. There we go. And I'll put, or if you want to unmute yourself, you can unmute yourself as well. I see Howard. I don't know if you're driving there, Howard. Let me unmute you. Are you driving, Howard?
Yeah, I'm driving. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, man. Hey, anything, I know you're driving, anything, we can hear you. Anything that you would, you know, working closely with Jason, and I know your influence has had a huge amount of influence on his success. Anything that you'd point out maybe that Jason's doing or or maybe what other agents can learn from someone like Jason?
Okay, yes. Very coachable, very receptive to, I mean, he's a sponge. I tell him, we know what to do, and he does it. I mean, it's really, you know, I mean, he's kind of like a 1 in 100 agent type deal. But, you know, a lot of times, a lot of agents want to just mix in their own thinking, and it's not that they can't think for themselves. But if you'll just give us a blank canvas and let us paint on it, man, we can make something real nice out of it. That's what Jason does for me. And his attitude is stellar. I know he gets discouraged sometimes, but he's aware of it. He comes out of it. It happens to all of us, and he doesn't stay there. And he's just willing to do whatever. He's willing to drive down to Vegas, which is that 8 hours from you, Jace?
About 8 hours, yeah. I'll go to Laughlin. I'll go to the southern tip of where I'm licensed.
I mean, but look, he'll do that. He'll go down there for a couple of days, right, when he doesn't have his daughter, and he'll get a hotel. Because in Vegas, you can get a cheap hotel for $28. You know, a nice hotel for $28. Kind of crazy. But he'll go down there and work and make it happen, and that doesn't happen all the time. But when there's leads down there to be ran, he's not a complainer. He's not a griper. And you know, I mean, in this business, it's real easy to get negative. And if you start getting negative, it's a downward spiral. Jason does not do that. And you know, he makes trips. He's awesome. I don't know. I don't have anything but good to say about the fella. He's a trooper. He'll do whatever you need him to do. And really, it's that coachability thing. You know, this is a proven system, Adam.
Yeah.
And I've got a script, you know, that I've condensed, that I got from you, that I've condensed, and I give it to all the people that ask for it. If they'll just say it, if they'll just learn it and say it and regurgitate it, you know, I say this, like D. Wood said, I say the same jokes in every house. I just have fun with it, you know. Do you do that too, Jace?
Oh yeah. Same jokes all the time. I'm still using some of your jokes, Howard. I'm stealing some jokes of yours that are so much fun. I use them all the time. But yeah, same jokes. It's you know what it. It's I do the same thing every time, 90% of the time. Well, it's the quote.
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
I do almost the same thing every house. So if they say this, I say the same thing. If they say that, I say the same thing. It doesn't matter what they say. You know, hey, do you know the difference between regular life insurance and final expense life insurance? Say anything you want. I'm going to say the exact same thing. So,
yes.
Doesn't matter.
Jason, let me ask you this. When people say, I want to think about it, or I got to talk to my kids, what do you say?
I say, perfect. You should definitely think about it. This is important for your family. And then how does it go? It's the 30-day free look. You're selling the 30-day free look. You say, what I recommend to all my clients is think about it with an application. With the application, you tie up all the control while you make your decision. If you want it, there it is. You have the policy. If you decide you don't want it, just give me a phone call. And, they undo it. It's like it never happened. But that way, you can think about the policy that you're going to get. If you don't take an application, what if you decide you want it and your health changes? Right now, you're insurable if you're modified, or you're in the best health category if you're final expense. And that's usually my first. That's my first loop back around. So I give the front end presentation, and that's the beginning. That's when my job starts. Like I forget who might have been Cardone. It's your job doesn't start until you get that first no. That's when I go to work. You know, the whole thing's easy until they say, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to talk to my kids. You should definitely talk to your kids. Think about it with an application. You know, take that 30-day free look, take advantage. I say you tie up all the control, you know, and make it like, the way I put it to them, it's theirs if they want it. Otherwise, they might not be qualified for it. They might, something happens. They could have a change in their health.
Jason, let me jump in. So, like, what you're doing, what I'm gathering from what you're doing is, because a lot of times people, they have this thing in their mind, I'm not going to buy on the first date. I'm not going to, let this guy sell me. I'm not going to let him sell me. So what you're doing is you're still giving them all the control. Basically, they can break their own pact with themselves without compromising their own principles. Because
Exactly.
hey, I have the control here. It's mine to keep or to throw back. You're not telling me what to do. It puts them in the driver's seat instead of you making them do something they didn't want to do, right?
Yes, exactly. No, and then the way you ended, Howard, you say you give your little rebuttal, and then you say, now, is that fair? And it's a great.
Yeah.
I try and throw "is that fair" into the end of it because it makes it seem, with that inflection, like this is reasonable, right? I mean, if you're serious, and then if they say no to that one, then you've got work to do. There's some other objection that you haven't figured out yet. Maybe it's the price, maybe it's maybe it's me, maybe they don't trust me. But that think about it with the application, and then if they say no again, then I go into me, or I go into the program. What do you think about the Guardian Society? Wouldn't it be nice to have one phone call take care of everything? And then I just go round and round, till I figure out what their real objection is, and either close them or move on to the next one, whatever it is.
Adam, there were some questions that came up. You want to ask?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna. Martha asked, "What do you do with the lead when they say they didn't send it, or they said do not send it and take me off your list?"
I say, you liar. No, they all say that. They all didn't send it in. If they say they didn't send it in, I say no problem. I must say no problem like 100 times a day, because all people do is hit me with problems. It's no problem. You didn't send it in. Oftentimes other people in the house will send it in on your behalf. Are you do your kids live here with you, or is there somebody else that might want you to have this? And if they say no again, I say, hey, it's no problem. I'm already here. Let's just figure out if you qualify. I'm just here to see if you qualify and figure out what benefits you're eligible for. That's my job. I'm here to deliver that. And that's, so it doesn't matter what they say. They could say they didn't send it in. They could say they hate my guts. No problem. You hate me? All right, let me in. I've got some information for you. I don't care. Just do the thing.
And that's the thing is, remember, just a couple pointers for anybody that's new. Never, don't argue with the client, right? Don't meet with hostility or any of that. Again, hey, perfect, no problem. No matter what the objection is, always, come back with something positive, and understand that, even when you do everything perfect, you're not going to get into every house. You're going to get some of those. Know the numbers, right? Know that if you're selling above 30%, don't dwell on the 70% you don't sell, right? That's one of the biggest common mistakes that I see a lot of new agents make, is they say, oh, that was $40, or I had 2 or 3 in a row I didn't get in. That's part of the process, right? That's part of the process. If you do everything perfect, you're going to be 30% or 35%. Some of the Spanish business, some of our guys are closing 40% plus. But that means 60 to 70% of everybody is going to have an objection that no matter what you say or do, you're not going to be able to overcome. Don't dwell. You heard Howard say he doesn't, we all go through the emotions of, having a tough time or tough day or tough week. Don't stay there long, right? Don't put too much focus on the one lead that didn't buy or the one house that you couldn't close. Next. That's what these guys do at such a high level. And it's, they understand it's a numbers game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you have to be like Drew Rosenhaus, the agent for all those pro sports. Next question. No, here's another thing. I had a lead the other day, Martha. It said, it was a guy I've been to before. It said, do not come by. Please send info. So I went to the door and knocked on the door.
That's how we do it.
I said, hey, sir, I'm here. I got some information you requested. May I come in? And I was hoping he wouldn't look at the lead and say, look what I wrote. He didn't say that. He said, yeah, come on in. And I've talked to him before. I did not sell him before. He got some insurance. He got some, since the last time I talked to him, he got some Mutual of Omaha. And Mutual of Omaha has the 2-year wait. And, we have a final expense that has no wait, right, unless you're modified. So we looked at his meds and his situation, and he was in our final expense category. And so he got a policy with me, and he was going to cancel his Mutual of Omaha. But, I mean, if I had been intimidated by the don't come by thing, then you just can't worry.
Oh, we lost you, Howard.
When they say –
oh, we lost you, Howard. Oh, there we go. Say that again.
Okay. He said when they write down, don't come by, this and that, you go to the door and you just say the normal pitch. If they mention, I don't want you coming by, you tell them, listen, I'm sorry. I know. My company makes me come by because it's not a one-size-fits-all program. Just put it on the company, not in a weird way, not in a resentful way, but you just put it on the company. Put it on your manager. You can blame it on me. My company makes me come by because it's not a one-size-fits-all program. Some people want to be buried. Some people want to be cremated. If we sent you a flyer, Mrs. Smith, that said pick 5, 10, or 15,000, you may not want any of that. I just need to figure out what you qualify for, and I can leave it with you. I'll be out of your hair. May I come in? Just like, just apologize, be sweet, but my company makes me do this, and just put it on the company.
Yeah, and we were always just right around the corner, right? Why didn't you call? I gave you my phone number. Oh, I was right down the street. I wanted to introduce myself. The company, it's a custom program. It's custom tailored to your situation. So yeah,
and then we got a couple questions
on the corner. Let me in.
We got a couple questions here. So, do you listen to any audio books or motivational books to keep you motivated? And if so, any recommendations?
All day. Yeah, no, it's been the greatest doing this job. You'd think having to drive 1 or 2 hours a day each way, it's a good thing. It's a great thing. I get my head together. I listen to books. I listen to just everything. I listen to all the sales stuff. I listen to the old guys. I do Tom Hopkins and Zig Ziglar and Brian Tracy. And I got all the Cardone books. And Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street's a great one. His Straight Line System, that's a fun book. He's got all sorts of pointers in there on body language and tonality. The Chris Voss is an FBI negotiator, and he's got a book called Never Split the Difference. And he's got some great sales tips in that one. The same thing, body language and tonality. And he has a little different take on mirroring. That's a good one. I listen to lots of stuff. Yeah. And then I do philosophy and psychology, and I listen to literature. For Halloween, I did.
Oh, we lost you. What was that?
Clients calling me.
Oh.
Yeah, no, clients calling me.
That's a good thing. Well, and then
upper coverage. I'll call her after this.
And then what we'll do is we have a book list, and if there's any that you guys don't see that are on there that maybe you're reading for anybody else that's on here, feel free to add that list. Don't delete, because it is an edible list that we share with everybody, but feel free to add anything that you don't see on there. Again, it's, Zig Ziglar used to call it it was the audio university or something.
That's right. Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. I mean, it's all right. I'll call you back.
That's good. She wants the insurance. She needs a plan.
What was I gonna say? It's just so many. It's
the audio
I was doing one this morning. Jim. Oh yeah. No, Jim Rohn was Tony. Who's Tony? Tony Robbins. Okay, so I listened to Tony Robbins driving around. Jim Rohn was his mentor. And I listened to one this morning. God, I want to remember the dude's name. It's Jim Rohn's mentor. It's from the 60s. It was an old one, but it was on goal setting. It was great. But yeah, all the old stuff I get into. There's so much good stuff to listen to driving around.
I'm going to share the link too here with we have a book list. Again, feel free to add into it.
Check that out.
And then
all right, yeah.
Someone just asked that. And then a good pointer here, Mike. Thank you, Mike Holmes said, when you get back to the car after rejection, don't focus, but evaluate yourself. Ask what I could have done better. Could I have said something different?
Yes.
Nuggets. It's again, don't dwell, but say, hey, if I didn't close the sale, what could I have done better? Talk to your manager. Talk to other top producing agents. The cool thing is literally, people like Jason and Howard and many of you, we have some of the top 1% in the industry, that the old saying, iron sharpens iron, right? It's people here are willing to give you this free information if you'll just take it and run with it. Jason, can you give your main advice
no,
for
I would
agents?
do, what did I do right? What did I do wrong?
There you go.
Every trip back to the car. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? On to the next one.
And then Dio asked, what would be the main advice for agents that you'd give for any new agents that are just starting out with us?
Listen to Dio. Dio knows his stuff. New agent, stay plugged in. That's the best one. And do what you're told. Just work the system. The system is so solid. Like, I knew nothing about sales coming into this. I had no skills. I'm an introvert. I'm not a people person. Just from scratch. Is absolutely from nothing. And you guys just taught me how to do this. Howard taught me in the field, and John Burke taught me over the phone. And Howard taught me over the phone too.
Can I jump in? Adam, am I on?
Go ahead.
Hey, look, I want to say something because I just thought of this. Jason would tell me, it's so funny. This may be a blessing to some of you guys listening, some of you gals, guys. Jason is an introvert, right? He's not really like some guy that walks in and commands the room, just because that's just not his personality. That's not how he is.
I tried to.
He can.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you can. Jason, you do it, but it's not like a natural thing for you because it's funny.
Yeah, I'm faking it.
Because he would tell me, he'd go to these houses, and, these people are, they're curmudgeons, they're hard, they're not just nice sometimes. And they suck the life out of me. He said, I'm just drained, emotionally.
They do. Yeah.
I was cracking.
They do. I'm drained at the end of the day.
Cracking up. But you
suck my life force.
That, I mean, what you've done is you've built up that emotional muscle through time and experience, right? Would you say that?
Big time.
Is that a fair statement?
I mean, I'm a whole different person than when I started.
Easier.
Yeah, emotional muscle is built. Yeah. I have more stamina.
It takes time.
And you know what, Howard? It trickles into my personal life in a great way that, like, the better I am at sales, the better I am as a dad, the better I am as a human being. Because you need to be able to manage your emotional state in this job. If you go into a presentation in a bad mood, in a sad mood, thinking about other things, you never win. So I have to my job is just to be in a good mood, be feeling great every day. So, it doesn't matter what happens. I just shrug it off and keep moving forward, and I'm getting better and better and better at it. So.
And another tip, this is from Mike Holmes too, consistency, keep going, don't stop, consistency.
Yeah.
Don't let your mind tell you what you can or can't do.
I get a deal or two a month. I get a deal or two a month from just having been here. People call me, people who rejected me a year ago. I got a call from a lady down in Southern Nevada who said, I didn't buy, you came out about a year ago, and I thought I was going to get other insurance. I never did it. And I had such a nice meeting with you. I wanted to see if you could come back down and see me. She was like 8 hours away. I said, no way. I can't come back down and see you. They're doing tele-apps now. Let's do this. And she got like $125 policy out of nowhere. I was like, back in August.
Nice.
Yeah, people call me to cover their parents or cover their auntie, or, I just, every month I get one or two just from having been here, just dropping cards and being nice and,
That's it, man. It's see the people, right? It's the activity and anyone new agent, it's key things that, I picked up just even off this call and, something that we talk about all the time is, number one, follow the system, be coachable, Howard said, be a blank canvas. We can paint something beautiful if you're, no matter what your background or anything, if you're willing to listen to your manager's advice, right? Let them critique you and give you advice and then run with it. Apply it. Again, we all come from these different backgrounds and maybe you've been very successful in sales. Maybe you haven't. Don't change what we know that works, right? Again, don't think that, hey, I've got a better way. Go with this committed, 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months. You will see if you're putting in the time, which is number two, right? Putting in enough time out in the field.
Yes.
You're going to see enough people. Like you said, 6 doors an hour. If you're out there,
can't lose.
and it's it's a lot of times new agents don't sound, or maybe they can't hear that it could sound ridiculous to a manager or someone like Jason or Howard or, you know, any people that are more experienced, because if you're really hitting that number, right, 6 doors an hour, it's hard to go, you said 48 doors and not sell a policy, right? It's going to happen where some days you might only hit 20 doors or 15 doors or whatever, and it happens to the best of us. But if you stay with that consistency, that's why you don't see many of our top producers where they'll have more than 2, you know, maybe 2 days at most where they don't sell anything, and then they'll have 4 or 5 policies or 3 policies in a day from all that work, all that effort. And so it's the consistency of doing it. And do it and go all in, right? Go all in. Don't try and sell other things. Don't try and sell other products. The people that are successful here is they're not a jack of all trades. They're good at they're the best at final expense, right? If you don't sell a policy, walk out of there with your head held high, knowing that if another agent came in behind you, that I'm sure that's probably why you got the call, Jason. She's probably talked to other agents, and you know, you came off as a professional. You came off as nice and genuine. That's going to win you deals. That's going to make the closing process easier when you're the best version of yourself and a professional. So let's see. Do we have any other questions here? Anything you want to add, Howard? Or
hey, Adam. Oh, sorry. This is Dio. Can you guys?
What's up, Dio?
What's up, gentlemen? Sorry to not butt in here, but I can't say enough how much I enjoy seeing you all. Miss you guys all. And,
yeah, same here, Dio. We miss you guys.
Yeah, we got to get together soon.
I was sorry, my video messed up, so you can't see me here. But
okay.
Probably don't want to see my mug right now, anyways.
Dio's a model, guys. I was hitting that video up. Go ahead.
Here, you can see my mug. Here's my mug.
Yeah, I gotta figure. I'm not the best with technology right now for some
reason. Go ahead, you're good, brother.
But anyways, real quick, just want to say, great call, awesome, man. I see Mike Holmes there. Hey, brother, and Victoria and everyone. Ed, everyone on the call. I just, first of all, I'm not taking much time. I just want to compliment everyone for plugging in. I know Howard, Jason, and everyone, Adam, would all agree that everyone on a high level, like all these individuals, excellent folks who are here. You know, we didn't start that way. No one started that way. You know, everyone started the same way. And one of the biggest things I just want to say, is just plugging in 100%. To everything what you guys are all doing on this call, which is awesome. So big round of applause to everything. But main thing is too is just like Jason said earlier, you know, I love it. He was a chameleon. He stole. He made it's not stole, but what's that whole saying? I think the Beatles said or something like that. The great artists copy, good artists steal. Or no, sorry, good artists copy, great artists steal, or something like that. The whole thing is everything laid out, and then like Howard and Jason were saying is it's just you own everything from the get-go. So, for example, I got a text from an agent yesterday, and he said we're laughing because we're going back and forth, and he said I need the premium leads or something like that, you know, because he was struggling with them to death. So, you know, when you get this down, you realize, like Jason said, the lead doesn't expire until they expire, unfortunately, and that'd be me remorse. I always said the lead's not dead till they're dead, right? And that is so true. So now also for everyone on the call, we're blessed right now to have an abundance of leads, especially in English, you know, leads, of course. You know, when I started here, you know, thank goodness we had a lead program, but right now we're getting hammered, right, Adam? I mean,
we've got probably between all our managers, probably 15,000 leads across several states. And for the first time ever, we can people that are willing to sit down and dial can dial too.
Exactly. And so the thing is, point is Howard would say it, and Jason say it, and Mike Holmes, and all these folks, a lead's a lead's a lead. Okay. So just know if they have not been serviced, okay, and the only reason a lead is quote unquote old is because they've just been sitting there because we didn't have no agents to work them, you know? So take advantage of that. We're blessed to have discounts. We didn't have discounts when I started. I'm like, when I saw all these discounts that Adam was doing everything, I'm like, wow, you know, we're all firing on cylinders. So understand as managers, we want to help you and take advantage of those things. So whether it's a new lead with a day old or a lead that's a year old, it does not matter. If the client has not been serviced, then have it serviced. If you're struggling, it's not the lead. It's just, we got to be humble with ourselves and realize and honest ourselves. And I'm sure Howard and them would agree. We got to go back to the drawing board and see what we're doing wrong. So we need to get more training. Let's figure out what's going on. And that's why we're here. And because understand, you can give old. Yeah, go ahead, Howard. Sorry.
Dio, no, you're fine. I just while I'm thinking, I was over in Yosemite this summer, and there was leads over in Tuolumne county that never get touched, right? I think it's 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I printed it out because you can't print it out. It's over 18 months. So what you do is you go to the portal and you write down the address that's on the portal. It doesn't print out on the paper, but it's on the portal. So
Yes.
you write it down. I went there, and after playing around all day at the lake, I took it outward and went into town, and got this lady. She was 64. She sent it in when she was 61. It's like 3 years old. Maybe it was 4 years old. And I said, I found you. Is that you? I said, and she's laughing and I'm laughing. I said, ma'am, you sent this card in. I know this is crazy, but I'm here, on vacation with my family, and I just wanted to give you the information. I work over. She said, come on in. So once you're in, right, it's on. It's on. But you just got to get in. You can't look at these leads like they're a year, they're 2 year old. It's just make a game out of it. Have fun. Don't trip. I mean, like JB shared with me, all that piece of paper does is give you confidence to go to the door and say, I'm Howard with the Funeral Advantage. That's all it does. It doesn't matter if it's a week old or a year old. It's just a piece of paper that gives you confidence to be at the door. And
the magic feather, right? Like Dumbo, magic feather.
If you listen to Dio, you don't need a card to have confidence to go to the door. You just
Dio doesn't need a lead.
I'm the benefits manager.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Thanks, Joe. Too kind, man.
Dio's so good. And then let me share this too. Okay, so I'm on the call. I was on the call last week with D Wood. I was on the call before that with Aaron Cruz, and I was on the call that I was on. That was kind of cool.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. No, but listen. So I mean, I'm the number one agent. Well, I've been the number one agent. I may be the number one agent. I think right now I'm number one in the company. But I plug in, and I'm not bragging. I'm saying I plug in because there are two things. Iron sharpens iron. I learn things too. It's a never-ending process. And we don't want to get too big for our britches and think. So when you start getting this mindset, I know, and I got it. That mindset is detrimental. It doesn't help you. It begins to cause you to atrophy instead of expand and grow. We always got to keep getting better and just be a team player. If you're so great, get on this thing and be good for somebody else so they can draw from you. Don't just start to go it alone just because you get a little success.
No, that's true. My ego is not an asset. I leave my ego at home.
That's right.
That's right. I'm just a conduit through which life insurance flows, right? I don't get a big head about it. It doesn't matter what happens. I just go do the thing.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And then we had Mike Holmes had a tip. He said, don't forget your old clients, the clients phone them on their birthday because there's a lot of repeat business where you can increase. You can get your customer list and offer to increase as well. I think customer lists for new agents, I think they do it twice a year, and I can get those dates for everybody. We'll let everybody know. But they do provide those, and that's a great way. Just call and say, hey, I'm checking in, just wanted to see, and make sure you fill out your guarding paperwork. Wanted to see if you had any interest in possibly increasing your coverage. Give you a quick quote. You've already built the rapport there. So, tons of ways to work the business, but again, consistency, guys, good attitude, being coachable. I love these Zoom meetings. They fire me up. I'm been here over 12 years, and I've got a page worth of notes over here. It's stuff. We're continually learning, like Howard said, and I'm excited. Our team is growing this month. We're on pace to beat last November. And, again, it's we adapt, we overcome, and we continue to move forward. And I'm just blessed to have each and every one of you as business partners. Thanks to everybody else for taking time out of their schedule. And if anybody would like to reach out, I'm going to put, you guys should have our office number, but if anyone wants to reach out to Jason, I'm just going to give the office number, Jason. And then that way, if anybody wants to reach out, they can get your cell phone. But if you call the office, 559-665-2500, we can get you the Jason's cell phone if you'd like to reach out to him or anybody else on the call. And, again, don't forget, Into the Lincoln contest is coming up. A lot of money up for grabs. This is where we're unfortunately not going to be able to go to Spain. Kind of bummed out, but there's a lot of cash on the table. We're still working on the Mexico contest, but we are going to be going, it looks like, to Cancun. And it's going to be a 5-month contest. So $15,000 minimum to qualify for that contest, monthly average. So you want to pump those numbers up, make sure you're writing at least 15,000 a month. And we, hope to see you there in Cancun. And we're also, we got this beautiful MKZ that's parked in my driveway. We're going to be giving away, hopefully the first week of January. Beautiful.
Car 30, almost car 30.
It's almost car 30. And so we hadn't sent out any of the raffle tickets. We were waiting on Lincoln because it's to do it agent by agent, week by week was a little bit difficult. We actually just got the list. I got it late yesterday for last month. And then they're going to start updating us once a week from their back end. So we're going to send out an email this afternoon with those details. And remember, it's a team effort. We've got to hit $1 million a month, or we're going to continue to roll the contest, at least $1 million. So we need everybody out there pushing for it, right? It's your hard work is appreciated, and I'm excited. This it's going to be it's a crazy year. I'm excited. The things that you're doing now and the work that you're putting in is going to translate in how your January, February starts off. So keep that in mind. Momentum is a huge thing. If you don't have it, start working to get it, right? Go out there, hit the field, keep a positive attitude, stay plugged in. And thank you guys. Thank you, Jason, Howard, Dio, everybody else that was on the call, Mike, for the great tips as well. And then if anybody has any questions or would like to reach out to Jason, call our office and they'll share his number with you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, I'm happy to help anybody.
Jace.
Give me a call.
Great job, Jace.
Thank you.
All right, brother. Hey, we look forward to I'm sure we'll see you there, and we'll see you in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, have a great day, buddy. I love you.
Hey, thanks, Howard. Thank you.
And before I forget, happy belated birthday. It was Howard's birthday yesterday.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Happy birthday, Howard.
I'm the wisest I've ever been at 52.
All right. You guys have a good one.
Every day.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.